We'll be talking about face recognition based security in the mElimu exam portal. What I'm showing you on the screen is an overview of the mElimu online exam system from the start when an image is captured to when it is put into your platform so that you can be able to log into your account and do your online exams. Let's have a look at the advantages of the mElimu exam portal. The mElimu exam portal protects the credibility of the institution and organization in that we're able to deter, detect, and prevent dishonest behavior to preserve the value of your program. It is crucial to also point out that online proctored exams are ultimately validating the quality of the degree that students earn. The mElimu online exam confidently does that. You're able to save money as you grow. This removes the burden of costly physical infrastructure without sacrificing security. With education centers around the world, training in a physical location has gotten more challenging in terms of cost to institutions, and in these unprecedented times of COVID-19, mElimu online exam has solved that bottleneck. You're also able to test anytime, anywhere. Due to the different time zones and location, test takers have the freedom to test when it's convenient from anywhere in the world. With the mElimu online exams, students' exam taking experience isn't impacted as they are able to take the exam from the comfort of their home. The mElimu online exams is committed to the success of the institution and organization. Captures images every 30 seconds, and for the video proctoring, it records the images. So how is one able to achieve that success when they're using the mElimu online exam? We offer the following. There's dedicated accounts. By dedicated account, every client and test admin gets a dedicated mElimu team that answers questions and queries and helps with setup. There's also the dedicated account team. The mElimu offers exam-related technical support via email, live chat, and via phone. There's the advanced technology, in that mElimu is dedicated to investing in the latest technologies as market needs evolve. Therefore, you get what is current. There's the guaranteed uptime. This is for scheduling, proctoring, and reporting of the exams that has been conducted. And there's also the user satisfaction. There's the guaranteed service satisfaction, and you get direct access to the data from the back end, and therefore you can make reporting easier for the institution or for the organization. We'll now move on to face recognition in online exams. So we'll start by first answering what is facial recognition. Facial recognition is a biometric technology that uses distinguishable facial features to identify a person. The face recognition software works in that the system scans your face to map its distinguishable features. Afterward, face recognition compares these face maps with the other images that may have been recorded in the system. What I've shared on the screen is basically how the facial recognition works. It takes a picture. It's a step-by-step whereby a picture of the face is captured from a photo. Depending on the context, the face might appear alone or may show face in a profile, looking straight ahead. And then the facial geometrical analyses are done. And then there is the facial signatures compared. And then it will be able to show if there is a match or no match. That is when now you log in to do your exam. Facial recognition, as any other software, might have its limitations, and we're going to look at them. So the first one is identity proofing. Therefore, facial recognition may not be designed for matching a selfie to allow quality photo, for example, on a driver's license or passport. This is a process that is often used for online identity verification. Therefore, photos on identification documents may have a variation on the grayscale and or overexposed. Plus, the physical characteristics of people change over time. They may gain weight, lose hair, grow a beard, start wearing glasses, which makes comparing a recent selfie to an older, lower resolution ID picture difficult. Another shortcoming is the liveness detection. By this, facial recognition software, it may not definitely assess the digital identity of an online user or assess whether they are physically present. Thirdly, cyber criminals or those who are well versed with the online material are using spoofing attacks to outsmart biometric systems by using a photo, video, or a different substitute for an authorized person's face. So now we'll look at the benefits of facial authentication. Unfortunately, tradition digital identity of an online user or assess whether they're physically present. Thirdly, cyber criminals or those who are well versed with the online material are using spoofing attacks to outsmart biometric systems by using a photo, video, or a different substitute for an authorized person's face. So now we'll look at the benefits of facial authentication. Unfortunately, traditional authentication methods are no longer considered best practices because of reliability and security concerns, such as phishing attacks and man-in-the-browser exploits. That's why modern online companies such as mElimu are increasingly looking for facial authentication solutions that are more reliable, and the reliability establishes the online identity of new students or clients. This is done during the account setup process, and as well as the existing users for authentication during exams. So there are a number of tangible advantages of the facial authentication over traditional authentication methods, and we will look at each and one of them. So the first one is the better identity assurance. When a student is registering at an institution, they are registered with valid government-issued ID and a matching photo, probably a passport photo. Therefore, this is what will be put into the system as their official photo. Therefore, when one takes a selfie, you can have a much higher level assurance that the person is who they claim to be, therefore offering the better identity assurance. It's easier for users in that in many ways, such as the anti-spoofing capabilities, biometric-based authentication improves the user experience and reduces friction because of its ease of use and speed, because it can be used across mobile devices as well as the webcam. The third part is the strong fraud detection. When selecting an online exam platform, you should ask yourself, how well can the solution detect malware, bots, and bad actors? Companies, institutions, and organizations need to be able to confidently assess risk and make more informed application processing decisions while minimizing fraud loss. Organizations and institutions also need to better detect identity theft and the account takeovers, in this case during the exam. And this can be able to detect because the photo that you have shared and the one that you will be logging in with is able to be detected if you are the person or not. The last part, which is the need for speed, is modern facial authentication can quickly compare a new selfie to a previously captured selfie in seconds with a very high level of identity assurance, in that it is fast, therefore it increases the speed, and it's simple and reliable. The last point, which is cross-platform portability, is since the facial recognition can be created on almost any device with a camera, the cross-platform biometric authentication is now possible. Users can enroll using a laptop webcam, and the authentication will still be done, yet maybe they had registered using a smartphone or tablet. What I'm sharing on my screen is how the face recognition works. When you start registration, the data input process is where you put now your photo and then the saved data. Then when you come in and log in, when you have your exams to do, it is able to face the search the photo that you had put after you have already taken a picture, captured a picture of yourself, and then if it will recognize the face. Once that is done, then since your face is already saved in the database, it will now be able to pick up whenever you log in. In the development of this technology, biometric systems are highly developed for use in various applications. Systems are usually used to identify and analyze the characteristics of the human body, such as the retina, facial patterns, and other facial structures that have been used for the system authentication. Face recognition therefore provides a solution for the online exam system to authenticate learners for attending an online exam. More importantly, the system continuously, with the short time intervals definitely, checks for learners' identity during the whole exam period to ensure that the learners who started the exam is the same one who continued until the end, and prevent the possibility of cheating by looking at adjacent maybe computers or reading from an external paper. In this way, the system will issue an early warning if suspicious behavior has been noted by the system, or in some cases, the student will be logged out. During these COVID-19 times, e-learning systems have become vital components in the education and training domain. Several countries are attempting to overcome the knowledge divide. Through education and training, countries are able to develop skills of their citizens, consequently bridging the knowledge divide within the country and more developed ones. The development of e-learning and online assessment system is increasing rapidly with many universities and corporates investing significant capital in e-learning programs and initiatives. Many universities have already implemented e-learning solutions and are offering distance learning courses and degrees, therefore ensuring the reliability of e-learning systems, especially during examination. This is very critical. Online examination cheating and identity theft should be considered, while the privacy of learners' data, and more importantly, their images, is guaranteed. We will now move on and look at how the mElimu online exam solves multiple challenges faced by institutions and organizations. At mElimu, we make sure the students have the same assessment experience because they are using the same platform across the board. It does not matter where the geographical location is. It is able to protect your degree reputation and academic integrity. There is the proctoring course, which has become more predictable. And there's the exceeding accreditation and compliance standards, because we have met all the compliance standards as per the Ministries of Education guidelines. And there is the reduction of physical testing infrastructure and associated costs of that for the institutions and organizations. We will now move on to mElimu online exam and how it has been solved. It adds value to the students. The mElimu online exams adds value by it takes the exam when it is convenient for them. There is no transportation required. There is access to technical support or assistance if something goes wrong during the exam, and the degree is still valid because we have met all the requirements of the ministry. Next, we will move on to the mElimu online exam strength, certification, and credentials. The online exam platform that we provide authenticates identities to make sure you're testing the right person. As I have previously gone through, you're able to see all the details of how the authentication is done from start to end. It increases your reach, therefore you're able to certify more people regardless of their location. It makes proctoring and assessments more predictable. It eliminates the travel and incident costs. There's the full recording, therefore evidence of online exams that took place. And it also reduces the physical testing infrastructure and associated costs. Finally, we look at how mElimu online exam adds value to your client. There is easy access to professional certification and credentials. As the rest as well, there's also no travel to a physical location required. Therefore, you're saving costs on this and time as well. There's the ability to be assessed when and where it is convenient and comfortable for you. And there's the technical support available throughout the whole exam. Therefore, you do not need to worry that there will be no one to assist you. You should also take note that learners' assessments are undoubtedly essential in the education process. Examination scores informs the instructor of whether a student's progress is satisfactory or not. Therefore, online assessment system should be able to provide the instructors with many advantages. The mElimu online exams has also proven to be reliable because despite the expansion of the e-learning market locally and globally, failure to verify learners attending the exam is a major challenge, and this has been taken out because the system is able to authenticate the right user is sitting for the exam.
So thanks, thanks, Christine. Um, and we are very sorry for the inconvenience happened. I know there were few problems continuously coming within the webinar, voice problem and the synchronization of the PPT as well. Due to certain bandwidth, my team is, our team is actually in Kenya, Nairobi in India. So they are combining running actually. So due to this such bandwidth problem, we were facing certain issues, and that's why these issues arise. We'll make sure in the next webinars will make it more better way. So thanks first of all of you for joining this webinar, and really appreciate for all of you joining as well. I know people may be having a lot of questions here. Um, and I am here to answer your questions if you have any. I have seen few of the people have been already participated our few other webinars as well, and uh, we really appreciate all of those people who continuously participating our webinars. So we have been very successfully running the online exam in different parts of the world, in African countries as well as in India as well. We have recently started in some other global as well. And we are capable of making the online examination running for 50,000 students as well, that we have recently did that. So we are working with AI proctoring and several other options to prevent the cheating and fraud. I'm assuming maybe if people are having questions, you can raise your questions on Q&A, so that I can address those questions. I can reply and answer to your queries if you have any or any doubts here. In a very short brief, while you are putting your questions, I'm just repeating in a very short brief what Christine today is wanted to share all of you, that what different challenges are coming and how mElimu is resolving those examination challenges using the online examination AI proctoring and how it works, and what different benefits are there that the colleges and the students will be getting using the AI proctored examination, and how it functions actually. Obviously, people maybe any of you may be interested for the demo of the product as well. You can communicate, or you can drop an email at askus@melimu.com, or you can also, if you have any questions related to the pricing structure, you can also drop an email at askus@melimu.com. We will, obviously, our sales team will coordinate with you, and they can set up the demo and they can share the pricing structures. So let me know if anybody is having questions. They can put it on chat, or they can put it on the Q&A, and I'm happy to answer all those questions. And it's really nice seeing such a big people coming to our webinars from different parts of the world. Um, right now, mostly are from African countries, obviously. Uh, People are coming from different parts of the world and trying to gain the knowledge and information about the products and the challenges in education industry in this pandemic, how it should be resolved. So as a technology partner, obviously our job is to provide the uh, kind of due diligence of any kind of failure anywhere happening. We keep sharing those informations, we keep telling everybody uh, obviously how the technology can help you in the examination or in the learning management system. We all sharing, we all discussing in the webinar as well. I think Mr. Robert, you have asking in the event there's a disruption of internet and participant went off, how will the technology address such since the participant or student have already accessed the question? Obviously, see, the, when you are running the online examinations, right? So the counter actually started. Now, these challenges, it's a normal challenges, and these are continuously coming to the how we have resolved using the technology is it's from the backend we have allowed the teachers or the examiner that while creating the or displaying these questions, they can display one questions at a time. So if internet has, so if internet is gone actually, so they can't move left to right, right? They need to be stable within that phase. So automatically what happened? As soon the internet is gone, so ultimately the answers that they have submitted, it will be answers that they have attempted, it will automatically going to be submitted.
Pramil, we lost your voice. So maybe if I could continue with the question answers. So if, like Pramil is saying, that if electricity or power goes off, and then we had given a setting whereby the students only access questions on a one-on-one basis. So you can access, for example, question 1, it could be question 1A, 1B, and 1C. So it means that if you are doing that question in the process of answering that question, and then your power goes off, and the timer is also counting, if it goes off, then it means you have only seen the first question, which you are in the process of doing. And then also as you work on that question, it will be auto-saving your answers, and the logs are also being seen. So the people who are proctoring are able to see the live logs of actually what you are doing on because it clicks every 30 seconds. So it will show that in question 1A, you have answered, let's say if it was an essay question, you have answered the essay and you've written, let's say, 2 paragraphs. In the second one, you've written 3 paragraphs, and the fourth one, you are at this point. So that if there is a power outage and there is completely no communication, then that kind of logs will be seen, and we will be able to see the person who is proctoring will be able to see that the student is now not online. And then through maybe you could have, if you allow follow-ups, maybe via phone calls and all that, so that the students can be reached and to be asked what actually is happening on that kind of scenario. And then there is a second question. So Gladys says basically that, sorry, I joined late. I will go through the recording and email any questions I might have. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so any other question with regards to the technology? Any other? So just as we wait for maybe the next question, so the AI proctoring parts, it's made in such a way that when students log in using the authenticated usernames and passwords, so they log in, and then the first thing they will do is they will do the face match. It will match them, and then once they are matched, then they are now able to access the exams. And then they also have to go through the lockdown browser feature that now allows them not to browse the other features. Then during the examination, we have also given live the proctoring, and then we also have the support team, which is monitoring all the scenarios. And then with that, again, you can also have particular settings whereby you give thresholds. For example, you could find that some students during the examinations, they sit in dark rooms whereby the technology is not able to figure out. So for example, in a percentage format, the technology will have like, it has recognized them 30%. So what do you do in that kind of scenario? Do you lock them out or do you let them continue? And then some, you would find that their sitting postures is not as recommended. So do you allow them to continue or do you lock them out? Then in some cases, when the multiple people are captured, so do you automatically lock them out or what do you do in such kind of scenario? So these are the kind of questions that normally asked. Then I am seeing some questions on chat itself. So there is one here. Let me just read it. From Nancy Olo, does it mean it can manage large classes of about 1,000 trainees? How would we handle practical exams? Yes, so Nancy, you are able to handle as many individuals as you want, examiners and examinees as you want. But then what we normally advocate for is smaller numbers because of the concurrent usage. So for example, if you have, let's say, 1,000 users doing it concurrently, then it means you'll need a larger team for support, because with technology normally unforeseen challenges normally come. For example, power outage, like during this webinar, you could see internet bandwidth problems. So how do you resolve that? So if you have 10,000 students, let's say, and then you have power outage, then what happens? For 10,000, you'll have like 3,000 complaints, which will, or even 1,000 complaints is too much complaints. So we need to reduce the number. So the recommended numbers that we normally give is 500 on a concurrent basis. And then I'm also seeing another question. How reliable is your face recognition technology compared to Samsung and Apple? Sorry, it's Mausa from Senegal. Yeah, so it's a very, I would say it's at par. I would say it's at par because it has been used by even other financial institutions, financial institutions when they are, they want to.
So George, may I answer for this question? I think, okay. Yeah. So I think this. So we have a matching of 99.8% of face similarities. So it means even the students are coming with the face mask, with the half portion, and let's say you have the database with the student photo, and if the students are coming with the face marks, the system will match and let you know, and you can test it. So that we have already did the testing actually, as well as we have already did the testing with the twins. So we have seen that people tried it, a student tried cheating, having the photo of actual students within the school database, and ultimately their twin brother is giving the examination. And the similarity gives less than 40, some around 35-34% it gives. So these kind of detection and face recognition testing we have did with this system. The system is not new. It's been running since last 4 years, and it's continuously in the last 4 years, more features or more technology has been grown up and added a lot of value. So even we are trying to catch the eyes retina as well of the students and giving the alert if students are continuously seeing somewhere else. So face recognition, it's a very simple way to test for you. You can have your own database and you can bring somebody, the same student with having the beard or mustache, and you can ask him to give the examination. The system will automatically give you 97% or 85%. It means the face is matching. So below 40%, it means there is some kind of fraud is happening as well. So these kind of testing we have done. I hope I answered your question. I think there's another question of Mr. Robert as well. Is there no way to make all questions visible since first or second question may not be easy for students to attend? For instance, a number of students are not always interested to begin with compulsory numbers because of logic involved at time, hence they will prefer to begin with optional numbers. How will technologies close this gap? Very good question. I think couple of weeks back, or not couple of weeks, I think a month back, we were running a campaign, we were running a webinar actually. And this problem, Mr. Robert, it was raised actually 3 years back. And we found the challenges as well, because it's a human behavior, it's a student behavior. When they receive the papers, they go and see the whole paper, question papers, and then they feel from which question they are going to start with. So what we have always, so the similar thing we have given within the system, and while examiner or teacher is creating the question paper, we have always recommended to create a paper in such a way with section A, section B, section C. You should define in the guideline before, as soon the students log in, that what section A is going to cover, section B is covering, section C is covering. At the right panel, as soon as this examination started, there's a navigation has been already given, so that student can jump from one question to 10th question or the 12th question directly, and he can attempt those questions. Now it is your choice if you wanted student to display one question at a time, or you wanted to display all 10 questions of section A. The backend has been given in such a way that you can give accordingly the facility how you were conducting the examination for as physical examination. So you can accordingly apply those rules accordingly within your online examination as well. But all these facilities has been given. There's a navigation for the students, so they can jump, and they can even see, they can mark flag as well. So in case maybe the students are having any questions, or they have failed half and they wanted to mark flag, obviously flag means that after, once they will finish rest of the question, they will again come back and review that question answer. So all these parameters are already there. That's why I have requested the people who are interested to have or wanted to know a bit more about this product. I will request to drop an email at ask@melimu.com. My sales team will coordinate with all of you, and they can set up the demonstration. You will be happy and excited to see with such kind of examination portal. And believe me, all type of questions has been given that you can get created as a teacher, and you can allow your student. It could be you are teaching French or you're teaching German, even multilingual supporting. You are asking students to play the audio or video and then answer. That option has been given. All these options has been given. Even you have asked the student to record their audio as an answer. That option has been given. So there are different editors that teachers can select for the student for different type of questions. So I hope I have answered your question, Mr. Robert. I think there's another question. Okay, from Osa. Thanks so much for the explanation. I hope the system gives room for candidate to go back and review the answer after completion. Obviously, that feature is already there. because students keep moving from one step to another while giving the examination, and that's why we have planned and given in a very way. Even before the final submission, it shows a list of questions and their respective, confirming to the student that you have responded yes, 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 or you have marked any flag on any of the question, or you have made any question empty. So that alert always given to the student before the submission, and so that they can quickly go to those question again where they have missed by chance, and they can attempt quickly. So those facilities are there, Mr. Robert, and I hope our job is to solve not only the college and institution challenges regarding the cheating and other fraud, because generally students are not having sufficient time to cheat. Sometimes 70-80% students, we have seen that they continuously keep doing the activities quickly, finishing the question. Maybe there are 20% students, so it's very easy. And obviously the proctoring is not going to be happened by you or any teachers. Actually, it is a system who is going to proctor and let you know among those 100 people who are those 2 or 20 people who are trying to cheat actually. So we have also, while making this product, obviously we have seen on the student side as well, and we have given those privileges so that students should feel more friendly with this system, and it's easy for them to operate. Should not be a surprise for them.
And Pramil, there is another question from Angela. I think you need to answer this. Let me read it for you. So she's saying, how would you cap the ability of students to sit together in the same room at the exam time? So students sitting together in a room and discussing the examination, and the examiner sharing the examinee sharing the answers. So how would you cap that?
See, ultimately, what I understood, how in a single examination multiple students can sit and give the examination, what my understanding is of your question. I'm not sure if that is the correct understanding.
So like if let's say I'm taking the examination and I have my brother or sister maybe reading for me the notes, and I'm typing in my laptop. So how do we cap that?
Okay, so we need to see, there's already in the facility in the examination system, we have given that multi-faces option. So system is already detecting 2 important things, that if multiple faces have been shown in front of the student, number 1. Number 2, obviously there's a lockdown browser already, so they can't go from one browser or another area as well. Now, important thing as well, there's a certain guidelines the colleges and institutions are giving while attempting the question, asking the people to while they are giving the exam papers. They have been asked, the students have been asked that while you will be giving the examination, make sure your backs should be in the wall always, so that people should not cross from your back, and you should not be continuously given alert by the system that in case any of your brothers or families are passing from it. Now, obviously, if you wanted to understand that maybe somebody is talking or saying something, you can open the mic as well. You can run the Zoom, for an example, and you can keep listening what they are saying even, and you can get recorded, right? So these, if question papers are not going to display to anybody, so nobody is going to answer. But if students keep moving his retina, his eyes, I have said that we are also trying to capture, and obviously you would be given an alert if the students are continuously seeing anywhere as well. So multiple faces, obviously the system is catching, and it is automatically going to give the alert.
Then Lalita is also asking, say I start offering my courses and offer a course and exam as well. When I give such online exam in mElimu, will this security feature be automatically incorporated in the online exam system for the students?
See, ultimately, what is going to be happen, how it works actually. So there is a configuration required when we are running the examination. So you will assume you need a 1 week to get this system in place. Obviously, you need to validate at your student end as well, what kind of internet they are running right now, what kind of browsers they are running right now, or what kind of camera, even if they have camera or not. You are talking about doing the AI proctoring, but might be students are not having the cameras. If they're not having the cameras and you guys are planning, so it is important, first of all, to run a quick survey and checking and have a checklist made quickly. And let the student know this is the timetable and you will be needing these things. Once the parameter has been met on the hardware side, obviously you can run it in that way. Now, students do not need anything from their side on the software. There's a small, the browsers, obviously it is running with from, it should not be that they are running a very old browser that is the system is not supporting. So those configuration, those information of the browser's version will be shared by the technical team. You need to make sure with your student that they are having those browsers with those versions. Otherwise, it can be upgraded. They do not need anything. They're just going to log in the access ID and the password that will be given by you. They will log in and automatically they need to have the camera with them. That's all, and that's all. They're ready to go with it. So they do not need to install anything. It will automatically, rest of the things will be happening.
So there are several, but let me give you one more. Alima is asking, if a student is using a laptop to take the exam, then the student is also using a phone or a tablet to Google for answers. How do you detect this kind of cheating?
See, ultimately, my system obviously is only doing the AI proctoring, right? So system cannot see that somebody is having the laptop and trying to hide it on a lap. So obviously, now on your question, I'm having another point as well, telling you and sharing you. So one of the people asked that in mid of the examination, the student keep going to the washroom. How we should capture those? Obviously, the AI proctoring cannot follow them to tell washroom, right? So these things, the guidelines need to be, some of the guidelines need to be maintained by the college to the student, that any of the students, if they are continuously seeing apart from the screen, they are seeing anywhere, the system is proctoring and keep alerting, giving the alert. And system is not alerting only the examiner or the support staff of the college, but it's also giving the alert to the student that you are continuously seeing below or left or right, rather than continuously seeing on the screen. So, but yeah, the ratio of the cheating is very less. I would say we have proctored and made it in such a way and tightened the things that with the guidelines, if had been followed by the students, the guideline that has going to be prepared by the college and institutions, there's a 0% cheating is happening right now within the system. Otherwise, it can be easily detected. I think one question is from Alima as well in regards to time management. Does that student get automatically logged out before submission? Obviously, in time management, the examination will going to be finished. Till what they have attempted, it will be auto submitted. Not only at that time, but also in case the internet has gone or the system crashed. So it will automatically going to be submitted. And I think when you were talking about cheating, I'm telling you one important cheating happened while we were running an examination in one of the college. A student, what he did, he opened the one question, and he plugged out the network from the back. And he thought that, okay, I have plugged out the internet from the back cable. So now I can do the cheating. And what he did, he called two of the more people in front of it and started asking the question and getting quickly those answers filled. But he was not aware of that my AI proctoring is also work offline. So it was keep capturing those 5-minute the things. Even you will be updated that since last 3 minutes or 2 minutes, you are not getting the update from that student. It means something happened. But let's say he said that my internet was gone for 5 minutes and I'm now back. your system will, in that 5 minutes, even the offline what the system captured, it will let you know as soon it is connected with the internet, telling you that in this 5 minutes, multiple faces has been detected, and you can easily take them or asking them or asking them for re-examination or whatever you wanted to take further actions. So
Then there is one more from Michael Otieno.
yeah,
He's asking, how do I take care of those students who are slow at typing and the low vision students?
I think very important thing. Very important thing all of you need to understand. So generally in a big examinations or the country level any or state level any kind of examinations happening, there are lengthy questions. Maybe it needs certain activities to or question need to be resolved, but ultimately he needs to answer there. So what my point is that in the math or chemistry or anywhere where you have asked a lot of questions, they are not going to do the rough on the computer. They will be doing the rough on the copy and notepad, and then they are filling the right answer. Obviously, essay type of questions, these kind of questions, you need to plan in such a way that how many questions you are putting it. And it is very true. The students are born and brought with the handwriting skills, not with the typing skills. So while making the papers, you need to understand making a 3 hours. So right now, maybe you are having 2 hours question paper. Now, solving this issue of people who are not very much having the good typing skills, it doesn't mean that you should increase the hours of 3 hours, because they need water, they need to go washroom as well. So what my suggestion is that you have either divide into 2 parts, section A and section B, and you put it 1 hour, and you should have less essay type of questions. So that will help you a lot.
Then additionally, we can configure it in such a way that it will prompt the student. So for example, if you are typing, for example, environment, so immediately you type ENV, then it will show you so that you can click on the tab. But then some institutions don't always like that because sometimes they also check on spellings and such kind of details. So it's your choice. So if you tell us to activate that, we will activate it so that it will be helping them with the typing speed. But then if you don't want that, then you give them the design of the examination paper has to be in such a way that it is conducive to the students. Because in normal scenarios, students who there are students who normally write, they can write 3 booklets, 4 booklets on handwritten. But then if you give them to type, then they will tell you, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can't even do one. So that is the way we will be able to handle that. Then the second part of it was that how do we handle low vision students? So these are students who, do you mean the students who are not able to, who are blind, or I didn't get
so
it.
Visually impaired, George, I think one of that is a good question as well. So students may be having any problems in reading those. I think the font size can be increased. Every system is having that facility. They can increase the font size of the browser that is coming the question in front of them, and you can let them know in a guideline showing them as well that they can press Control plus sign, and the screen resolution will increase and they can see the questions in bigger size. It is fine. There's an option already given in the font sizes as well. You wanted, you can increase the font sizes as well of the questions. It is all your choices how you wanted to handle. But yeah, what my point is as well, all these different scenarios coming as well, it's more, some of these scenarios are more required to set up those guidelines and given to the student, so that students should be ready. And what I always suggested, 1 week before the actual examination, students should be asked to come onto the platform, spending 15 minutes, should be given a practice exam, asked to join that practice exam and feel the environment. Let them know what the system is. Let them know how to log in at the time of examination. They should not get panicked. I'm telling you a fact. It's 15 to 18% of students getting normal panic. So it means if you're running 300 students or 200 students to give examination at a time, so you can imagine 25, 20, 30 people are going to come to you continuously. So it means how you are going to handle. So what we have given an option as well that student can quickly ping on the chat, and you need to have some support staff sitting. We have given a facility as well so that they can quickly communicate those students and helping all the challenges what they're facing. You can have support staff, 5 people and 5 people teachers respective to those subjects as well, resolving all those questions quickly. So that these are all some past experiences that we are sharing you as well. We have conducted more than 100 examinations in the last 4 years, and we are knowing some of the facts, and we are knowing some certain challenges. So we keep doing the awareness to everybody. Obviously, system can help you a lot, but yeah, some of the things you need to take care while preparing the question papers, while setting up the exams or type of questions and the guidelines as well. So thanks to all of you. I know you might be having a few more questions. You can drop us an email at ask@melimu.com. There are a few people who has shown out the interest of the product demos. My sales team will going to connect with all of you and resolving any of your queries if you have, or for the demo of the product or pricing as well. Thanks all of you again for joining this webinar. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.